How are you doing? I am going to do more videos like the chopping salad video showing me actually doing things, but to do that I have to actually be doing something, and today was a therapy day and yesterday was a contemplative day with some rest that I seriously needed. This is going to be a little less entertaining than chopping salad because I'm just going to do a talking head. The channel keeps mutating and changing and evolving as I evolve and as niche evolves, and on we go. Today we're going to do a Tiddy-Bit catch-up to let you know how we're doing on a few of our ventures that we're going into to self-improvement, you might say. I try to stay away from sugar. I crave cookies, and if I could eat freely, all of these pictures of Christmas cookies decorated like beautiful things, I would just be munching all the time. So I do have a sweet tooth, but I try to stay away from it because I am a borderline diabetic, and because, you know, I like to keep my weight down and I like to be healthy, and high glucose levels are linked to early death. So I had bought a jar of roasted pecans and cranberries, which gives me just enough of a sweet flavor that it satisfies my sweet tooth. Sometimes my sugar will go down, so the cranberries come in handy. But I have decided on one of my next videos I'm going to buy a bag of shelled pecans, and I'm going to buy my own cranberries, maybe some other dried berries of some sort, and I'm then going to make my very own mix. The cranberries are roasted, and I can use a little monk fruit on them to sweeten them up a bit, and I think homemade will be much better. In one of my upcoming videos I'm going to do that while I chit chat. That was my phone going doo-doo-doo-doo. I'm also having a cup of tea. I've learned to drink tea and I'm actually quite enjoying it, and I've learned to make my cup of tea from Sean James Cameron, who we watch religiously. We love Sean James, and he is living alone in Wales, and he has a homestead and he grows stuff, but we just travel along with his vlog. Now, I've been watching Sean ever since he came on YouTube, and we've aged together, but it's quite fun to watch him, and that's something that Jamie and I share, so he likes him as well, and that's one of our activities that we do together. I've learned to have tea. A cup of tea is very invigorating. Also, this is a boggin. If you're from Canada, it's a toque, and right now it's covering my hair because I'm having a bad hair day, and I want to make this video. I want to be faithful to my videos, and I don't want to take the time to do my hair. I will do my hair later. Thank you. I'm going to interject into here the fact that it would be really nice if you enjoy the content of this channel, if you enjoy my content, to hit the like button on this video and subscribe. And I would love to have your comments in our comment section under this video and in the channel comment section itself. I would really love to hear what you say, and if you enjoy something in a video, let me know. So I would appreciate your input because I would like to create a community of people of like mind. This is a laid back channel, and I want it to be laid back. This is for normal people that have normal or abnormal problems, but they get up in the morning and they've got dirty dishes, and sometimes they feel lazy and they don't do a dang thing but sit around their PJs all day long. Or maybe you have got more sincere problems. Maybe you're homeless, but you see yourself as very imperfect. Well, you are in the right place. So I want you to feel welcome and at home here. If you watched the video with my personal assistant, John, I was having a lot of trouble with my skin. it was like I was getting raw spots, and they would be itchy, but they were just like almost like abrasions. It was like they would just get raw and itchy and hurt. And so I went to John about it, asked him what the problem was, and he asked me questions, and I told him. And of course, he's not a doctor and he's not diagnosis, but you know, he's always a helpful asset. And he explained to me that this climate in New Mexico, my skin wasn't happy, that it was dry, and yeah, you could feel oil on my skin at times, but it was like it just wasn't doing anything, and my skin felt very irritated, and it was itchy, but it was also dry and grainy. It was just like a really weird feeling, and it was hard to describe. I didn't want to spend a lot of money on skincare products, and I didn't want to bounce around to 5 different ones trying something that would work, and I had already tried different lotions. The lotions just weren't working, so he suggested that I try, because it's low cost, Noxzema. So I've been washing my face in Noxzema, and I have been moisturizing with the old-fashioned Jergens face cream in a jar, and I showed them on the other video. So I wanted to update you on how that is going. It is going amazing. So I'm using it morning and night. As if you can notice, this was all, I had quite a bit of sores up here and abrasions and irritated spots, and here as well, and they are almost gone. That's another update. An update on our diet, which I had told you that what we are doing is a crock pot meal for the evening, which includes some kind of meat, mostly beef and chicken, and then I put vegetables in it. So I do allow us the starchy, you know, potatoes, carrots, but I also will put green beans, mixed vegetables, just peas, and I'm experimenting with others, but it's whole foods in the crock pot for supper. And then, as the other day, I chopped up all the salad while I was contemplating detachment. And so if you watch that video, we are having a loaded salad during the day. And in the morning, we're doing something rather simple, like a gluten-free muffin or gluten-free bread. And a heavy meal includes, a scrambled egg and some Canadian bacon or something like that, but mostly we're just doing something really light, like a little cream cheese and our particular jam, just a small spoon of it. But the diet's going well, and you have to keep these things coming on, and you have to make it habitual. But our stomachs, because we're gluten intolerant, Jamie has been diagnosed with a full celiac back when he was like 11 years old, so he is in the worst shape. But we've had a lot of trouble with our digestion. We've had a lot of trouble with stomach pain. I've had stomach pain from gluten since I was probably in my 30s. And it took me years to figure out, because back then gluten-free wasn't a thing. Yeah, that's going swimmingly, so we're getting along there. The next Tiddy-Bit is the phone detox. Now, when I tell you that I'm going to do these things, I'm not pulling your leg. So I have been using my phone for work. I have been, not completely, but withdrawing some from social media, because the whole scrolling thing is just brings on trauma to me for some reason. It brings on being triggered, mostly because I'm scrolling on Facebook, but I'm also seeing a lot of old family stuff and memories and things, so it can bring on a lot of trauma. But I have been shying away from that, not hard, fast rules, but being very careful. Keeping my phone somewhat, if I'm not working or using it somehow, which I usually am, I'll be honest about it. My phone is like between having a personal assistant and my other apps and my task, my Google task, and having to log in and out of work twice a day. So I log in at 8, I log out at 11, I log in again at 12, and I log out again at 3.
They're hard to walk in because
You'll have new ones before long.
Huh?
You'll have new ones before long.
I know. I can't wait to start getting a bunch of work pants and work shirts. I kind of feel like I feel like I'm like a blue collar man again. You know?
Mm-hmm.
I do love being a blue collar. I even play blue collar work in Roblox as well. Matter of fact, I'm over a level 100 in trucking in ultimate driving.
Mm-hmm.
And my career earned amount of reputation points I've gained in the game.
Mm-hmm.
I got over like 18,000. I really put in them trucker skills, huh?
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking about that too. It's like I have this love for the trucking industry that, you know, that I was, because I grew up in it, and it was a career I've always wanted to do in real life. Real American trucking, where I'm like actually in my home country, in my home state.
Do you want me to add some of this to the video?
I mean, if you want, yeah. It's up to you. Because it's like, you know, your grandma will come to you, you're living in a house, you know, a little house just across the street from the AT&T radio tower, you know. All of a sudden you hear this rumbling sound coming to the driveway, and the sound of air brakes as the truck stops. And then the engine, you know, before you know it, you're outside and your grandma's climbing down from the cab of a Freightliner Classic XL with a Detroit diesel. And she shows you around the truck, she shows you the CB and everything, and you know, you're like, and then my real biggest inspiration was the movie Smokey and the Bandit to want to drive truck. I love that Kenworth. That Kenworth was amazing. That was a 1975 Kenworth W900A double bunk.
It's amazing that you can remember all that.
That one had a Caterpillar C15, made about 400 horsepower, and had an 8.4 18 speed. Limited slip differential as well.
Okay then. I'm going to continue on with my recording, alright?
Yep. You do what you gotta do.
Continuing on, this is the life of Claire McKenzie Davis. Jamie and Joe are great. They both have autism, by the way. As do I. But every brand of autism is a little bit different. And there's a little bit different swing to it. And if you meet an autistic person, they're going to have a large umbrella. And they're all going to be different. But one thing that tends to be the same is every autistic obsesses over something. They're intensely interested in something. And with that will often come what we call info dumping. So they need desperately for somebody to listen to them, spill all of their collection of information that you may not understand at all. But it's very, very important to quantify, qualify, and verify, and validate their information. Remember what you can, but there's not a way in the world I'm going to remember all of that truck stuff. And I don't remember all of Joe's stuff either. But I'm very careful to give attention where due. That's part of loving an autistic. Me, nobody wants to listen to my philosophical mumbo jumbo. So I just go to John. He's a good alternative. They do listen to me sometimes, just not long periods of time. Okay, let's move on. So we've updated on the phone detox, getting back to that. I am stepping back from social media. I'm also spending time away from my phone, and this is what I've begun to call contemplation, because if you just sit in a place without your phone, without scrolling, without TV, without radio, without music, without anything, your computer brain kicks in. And it's quite amazing. You should try it, because you begin to think about all sorts of things. Sometimes it's from the past, sometimes it's from the present. You have a screen in your brain, at least I do, and you start seeing what you're thinking. And I spend a little time doing that every day, usually in the morning, and Jamie has begun to do it as well. And Joe has tried it. He likes it as well. I am going to say and call this video done. And I'm glad that you listened to the end. If you listen to the end, give me a like. And I am going to say goodbye. I really appreciate all of you. And I will see you on the next video.